How to use an executive coach? This is a great question. So I answered this similar in a similar means before, but the way you want to use an executive coach is first is you should identify or use a coach to help identify what the real problem is. So how do you use an executive coach? It depends on what you've negotiated. You get what you negotiate. So what that means is that it depends. Are they going to help implement? Are they just going to share contacts and resources and help you with strategy? So what have you paid them for, or what's your agreement? That's kind of it's an important part of this question. What's available to you, right, from them? So that's the first part of it. But once you know what's available, you really want to work with them on the problem. The clearer you can be on the problem, and not just opinions of the problem, but you can use an evidence-based, scientific type approach to identifying problems and testing solutions, the better results you're going to get. Last year, at the time of this recording last year, my team and I, we hired 7 research teams to help us go through the scientific literature to discover what are the critical success factors in small and medium-sized business. And we came up with 8 factors that science proved. 8 factors. One was self-efficacy, not just the leadership, but also the staff, the players of the business team. Self-efficacy, strategic planning, that was the one, strategic planning. Business intelligence, self-efficacy, strategic planning, market intelligence, marketing strategy, sales strategy and skills, money management, business operations, and business intelligence. So under those kind of 8 headings, which you can find more information about at bestbusinesscoach.ca, once you really figure out what's holding you back, there's a book called The Goal. It's actually a great book. But it's a great book, and it talks about the theory of constraints. And the theory of constraints essentially says you should focus on your bottlenecks. The bottlenecks are the key leverage points. Focusing on anything other than a bottleneck is reduced ROI for your time, money, energy, and effort. So how do you use an executive coach would first be to be clear on what you've negotiated with them, they will give you, or you have access to, and then to really point that in the direction of your bottlenecks that they can help you with. And then you want to try and set up goals, SMART goals, which are specific, measurable, ambitious, but realistic and time-bound, meaning there's a deadline attached, right? So once you set up some SMART goals in that, and be okay with progress, not perfection. We live in an imperfect world, and so oftentimes making progress is much, much better than expecting perfection. You'll get way more done that way. And so really that's it. How do you use an executive coach? Be clear what you want them for. Be clear on the terms of the relationship. Empower them. Get their opinion. If you've invested in them, then just trust it. Even if you don't agree completely, right? You've hired them because hopefully they know something you may not. And sometimes it can be tough to articulate something you just feel in your instincts, in your gut. And so if they feel some way about something, you just have to, and then if you're not sure, you try and just set up, boundaries around it. Look, I'm not comfortable with your solution, but let's try it for 3 days. Let's test this on the next 10 customers, right? Whatever that has to be. Set up a test if you can. It's very kind of a scientific approach. And then just go at it. And all the best of luck to you. Again, if you have any questions or want to learn more information about working with me, you can go to bestbusinesscoach.ca.